taking a look at how to set the domain name of your website to a custom domain name. Now this can be a domain that you've recently purchased, or it can be a subdomain of an existing website. This feature is only available to pro members. For the purposes of this tutorial, we're going to be using GoDaddy as a domain registrar. You can use any domain registrar you want, and just as a quick tip, if you're having any trouble with this simple process, just give them a call. They should be more than willing to help you out. If you currently do not have a pro account, the domain mapping feature will not be available to you in your dashboard, but you can easily upgrade by clicking on the pro account link in the left hand side of your dashboard. You will come to this page, come down here to the bottom, click this upgrade, and then click the PayPal button. There are three different ways that you can set up a custom domain name for your website. The first way to set our domain name up that we're going to go over is going to be the easiest. It's making the primary domain name be the non-www version, as we can see here in the example. To do that, we're going to head back over to our domain register, and we're going to click on the Domains tab, and we're going to navigate to the domain name that we want to use for this website. In our case, it's going to be hotnetnews.com, and we'll go ahead and click on the launch button. And the other thing that we want to do is copy this IP address that's above the video that you're watching right now. And what we're going to need to do is make a simple change to what's called the DNS zone file. And we're going to navigate to the A host record. And what we're going to need to do is just simply replace that IP address with the one that we just copied and click save. And we'll go ahead and click save changes again. And then, guys, with all these steps, no matter how you decide to set up your domain name, after changing the IP address, you're going to need to click here and you're going to need to submit that domain name. It generally takes about 3 hours to update. We'll send you an email as soon as it's been updated, but until it's updated, you can still always access your website via the old domain name. But that's how easy it's going to be to set up your domain name if you're going to use the primary domain as the non-www version. Most websites use the www version as the primary, and we're going to go over how to do that here in just a second. So the second way to set up your domain name is the way that most websites do it, and that is to have the www version be the primary domain name. So we're back in our domain register, and if you're doing this for the first time, obviously you're going to need to copy the IP address that's above the video that you're watching. Since we just did that step, our IP address is already changed. But if we're setting it for the www version be the primary domain name, here's the steps that you're going to need to take. The first one is to get rid of the www CNAME record that you currently have. We've got the CNAME right here, and we've got currently got a www version. We want to get rid of that, and we want to go ahead and save those changes. The reason that we did that is because we are going to set up the primary domain name as the www. So we're going to switch that A record to www, and if we haven't already, we're going to change the IP address to point to our website. And we'll go ahead and save those changes right there. Click Save Changes again. And we're going to need to do one other step. We need to forward the non-www version to our primary domain name, which is the www version. Sounds a little complicated, but guys, again, remember, if you're having any problems, just call your domain registrar. So this is where our forwarding is right here, and we're going to go ahead and click on Manage. And we currently have our domain name, which is hotnetnews.com, forwarded to the www version. And the way that we did that is simply by putting in the www version right here. So non-dubbed forwards to dubbed version. Forward only. And guys, make sure you uncheck the update name servers button. and then go ahead and click edit and click save, and you are good to go. Now the third way is to use a subdomain. So let's say that you already have an existing website and you're wanting to add this website onto it. You can use a subdomain like news.YoChilla.com. So the way we're going to do that is to head back over to our DNS zone files, and we're going to want to create a new record. We're going to want to create a new A record. And the way that we can do this is by typing in www.whatever subdomain that we want. So let's say we want a subdomain of breaking news. We'll go ahead and type that in, and then we want to point it to that IP address that we copied above the video. And we'll go ahead and click save changes. And then we also want to make sure always that we forward the non-www version to the www, or your website won't be brought up if someone types in your web address without the www. So what we're going to need to do is just add a CNAME record, and that CNAME record is going to be the non-dubbed version, which we just set up as breaking news. And that's going to point to the www version. And we can go ahead and click save changes and save changes again. Now, because we're not setting it up that way, I'm going to go ahead and delete these records right here. Delete these. Save changes. And guys, remember, always after you make these changes, update the actual IP address in your DNS files, you're going to need to submit it right here. And again, this is above the video. We've got a link right here. Just click there. It's going to bring up this page. We need your name, email address, the website type, which news websites, for example, and then you need to put in either your www version or your non-dub version or your subdomain, whichever one you decided to use. And that's pretty much going to do it for this tutorial, guys. I thank you for listening and look forward to seeing you at the next one. And guys, we really appreciate you being a part of the YoChilla.com